Tiffany here. I hope this syncs up soon. Okay, there we go. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did, even though I worked. Today I want to talk about just the whole concept of the mulatto diaries. This is something that has been asked of me twice in my inbox on YouTube, like just why I started doing this or where I got the idea. So I thought I'd make a little video about it. Basically, it was truly like if you watched the first one, I saw Obama's race speech and really just had an impulse that I needed to start talking about this. And I have a MacBook, so I can just push a button and start recording. And it's really easy to upload to YouTube. And it was really like something came over me. Because normally I would have an idea like that, and then I'd probably think about it and talk myself out of doing it, or like call 5 people and be like, I'm thinking that maybe I should do this, and then I'd probably like write a synopsis of what I wanted to do or something. But this time it was different. It was like, I have to do this right now. And then I got positive feedback, so I kept doing it. But I can't say that I had never really considered talking about this, because I've mentioned before that I want to make a documentary about it. And it's been about over 2 years since I wrote the proposal for it. It's titled Part of Me Is Them right now, but who knows what it will be when it's really made. So I guess I kind of have to start with that, because without everything that went into me making that, I would not have really had much to say probably on the first diary. So, I've mentioned that I'm from Michigan. I moved to New York to become an actor and singer, dancer, whatever. Not really a dancer. Singer who moves well. And, that was going okay. I had some really great things that happened for me and some really disappointing things that happened. And that's actually neither here nor there. My survival job at the time, and still sort of is, but in a different way, I was a product specialist for Lincoln vehicles in the Time Warner Center in Manhattan. I don't know if people have been there, but if you come to New York, it is a place you might end up. And basically I was standing by a car in, well, they don't like to call it a mall at the Time Warner Center, but it is a mall. And you just got a lot of time to think and people watch. And really one day, I don't know if I was observing biracial people or an interracial couple and their children, or just standing there thinking, but I was like, I can no longer ignore the fact that I'm white. And that sounds so crazy. I was like 27 years old, and I think of myself as like a deep, thoughtful person, always. But it took that long for this thought to surface. I've mentioned that I just was sort of taught that I was black, and though my dad is white, that doesn't really affect me. Not the most logical way of thinking, but it's common, and I understand why it was given to me. So anyway, along with that idea, the idea that followed it is me sort of ignoring that fundamental truth about myself. Does that have any impact on my success or lack thereof? I don't know. And I also thought, well, I have some biracial friends, a few, and they have white moms, and I have a black mom, and I wonder what the difference is, and not just like the day-to-day difference, because essentially I think there isn't one, because we're all people, and regardless of race, your differences growing up are going to vary, whatever. what that led me to think was actually not what is the difference if your mom is black or white, but what if your mom is part of the majority. You're going to learn different things. And not facts, not like, you're black. Not this is how you do your hair, this is who you shouldn't let your hair be done by. But because the experience of being a black woman and being a white woman in America is so vastly different and yet similar. That's kind of the point of all of this, is that everything is so different and equally similar. But I think that being black, it just kind of already limits you in ways, and that should not be a radical thing, and I hope that doesn't sound racist. It is a fact. I think that you get kind of what you expect out of life. And I think if someone was to look down on this earth, but especially this country, they'd probably expect a white person to have an easier time succeeding than a black person. I just think, what other conclusion could be drawn? And so I'm thinking that having a black mom, I probably was taught just that things were more difficult, and to expect hardship, and to expect to have to work 10 times as hard, and to expect to be dismissed for certain reasons, and to expect that actually no matter how hard I tried, maybe it wouldn't matter. And so I was thinking, well, a white mom sort of having a different sort of set of expectations from the world is just going to impart different feelings and expectations and lessons and examples of things to their child. And so even though my ethnic background or my mix might be very similar, to some other biracial person who is equally, I'm Irish and German and Welsh and English and African American. It's like so weird, because then you get to that and you're like, actually, what am I supposed to say about this? And Cherokee. So someone else could have those same mixes and their white parent be their mom, and I just think your mom's usually your primary caregiver and the person that you spend more of your time with and you learn a lot from. And so that's why I'm looking at this through the mother and not so much the father. And so I just thought there must be a lot we could learn from race, about race in general, by looking at the difference between biracial kids with white moms and black moms. I don't know. This is also, I don't know if I'm getting my point across at all. So that started a whole thing of me doing research and, making that timeline of miscegenation and mulattoes in America, and reading books that psychologists have written, and fiction works as well, which I'm thinking I'll start a little mulatto diaries book club. Not a book club, but where I might talk about some of the books that I've read, and so people know that they're out there, who wrote them, and what the gist of them is. So, then I went through a thing where I lost that job, and I turned 30, and I freaked out, and was pretty depressed, and didn't care about, I just really wasn't that concerned with, helping America overcome race. I was concerned with myself, unfortunately. But then, I saw Obama talking about race finally in his biracial life, and I understand that he's written about it in books, and I'm sorry I haven't read those books yet. So for me, that was really the first time I felt that he addressed it, and I was inspired to talk about it again, and I'm really glad that I did. And I just have to say, that was me. I've made it clear that I believe in God, and I think God moved me to start this in this way. And like I said, I don't know where it's going. I hope it's leading to my film. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But I'm just trying to obey, and anything that I say that is profound, insightful, good, that's not me. That I'm just trying to be open and let the stuff come through me. And I'm really glad that people enjoy it and seem to be learning from it. I learn from it. And it's much bigger than me. It's all I have to say. I guess that's all I have to say today, right now. Thanks for watching.